is Stumpy, and welcome to a Minecraft Let's Play video, or the other video. Okay, before I begin, if y'all want to skip ahead to when I actually start, just skip like a few seconds. I'm not gonna go full in depth because I made a community post about this. Well, wait, no, I didn't. Well, I mean, basically, I was gonna make a video, doing Nevermind for today's episode because this is my birthday, and that's why there's no ALA. That's why it's only this video and the stream that is after will be later today. And basically, like YouTube doesn't like me like showing the full album, and that like pisses me off, and YouTube apparently. So I'm kind of stuck with this, which I mean it's alright. I kind of like reacting to random videos. So yeah, I'm sorry about this little like thing, and also I don't know what's with the audio. I'm looking at OBS right now, and it looks like my audio is fine, but like coincide with the actual video we're gonna be watching today, it kind of sounds a little bad. So my apologeticness in advance. Hello, okay guys. So we're gonna be watching 7 horror movie tricks used to scare you. Movies inside. Let me close these other tabs. I'm not using them. So yeah, it's still the month of October, which means it's Halloween. So we're gonna be still watching some scary videos. Oh yeah, let me know if you want to see more of these. These are kind of fun. So let's get right into this.
Take a look at this shot from The Shining. A
Hello?
pretty innocent scene.
Guys,
But when
there's
we zoom out, the
cars. I'm gonna
space
drive
suddenly
that.
becomes menacing.
Ah!
That's partly
Guys!
because compositions like this stress us out.
That
All
just
that
stressed me
empty or
out.
negative space tells us there's something lurking.
I
That
see
this
it. It's right
character
there.
is in
Look.
danger.
Oh, stop moving.
Negative space
Hello?
is just one of many tools
Guys,
horror
look right
filmmakers
there.
use to play on your senses
Why do they
without
keep
you even
switching? Stop
noticing.
switching.
Let's take a look at some of
Freak.
the hidden ways horror movies
I
manipulate
saw
you
an
into
eye.
being scared.
Ah! Oh, balls.
You might have heard about
That's
nonlinear
Suspiria?
sounds.
That was scary. Ah!
We are conditioned to respond to those screeching sounds with fear. But the opposite of that can be even
What's
more
this?
unsettling.
Not my bed. Ah!
Hear that low rumble?
Oh my.
You might
It's
have
like
felt
me in
it
the
more than you
morning.
heard it. That's because this scene uses super low frequency sounds that are
What the
right at
heck?
the
Oh
limit
my
of what
goodness,
humans
that's
can
how
hear.
this guy
The
eating.
human ear is best at registering sounds above the frequency of 20 hertz.
20 hertz.
Anything below that is called infrasound.
Like,
Horror movies
must
like
be really
Paranormal
hurt.
Activity use sounds right around that 20 hertz threshold,
Yeah.
called sub-bass sounds.
Sub bass.
It's these deep
Erased
rumblings
head.
that
That's my
ratchet up the
favorite movie
tension in
ever.
key moments.
Especially when that guy
According to
erases the
some
head.
studies, we also often
I haven't
feel
actually
them,
seen it.
experiencing the sound waves in our bodies as
Oh,
vibration.
that's why it's so quiet.
People subjected to infrasound and sub-bass
Yeah?
sounds reported feelings of discomfort, even chills, or worse.
Guys.
Like when director Gaspar Noé used
Irreversible.
non-stop sub-bass sounds through the first 30 minutes of his movie Irreversible.
Did we watch this?
The BBC reported that 20
What?
people at the
The
Cannes
BBC?
Film Festival fainted during the film and needed medical attention. These sounds operate at the outer edges of your hearing range to make you uncomfortable,
That
without
does
you
make
even
me.
knowing why. And this idea can apply to your visual senses too.
Hello?
Did you catch
Oh
that?
my goodness!
This white
Oh my
face
goodness!
is one of several hidden shots of
Guys.
the demon in The Exorcist.
Ew.
They are often referred to as subliminal images,
Ugh.
which isn't really
I still
accurate
hate her.
since we are able to consciously perceive them. But each image only lasts about an eighth of a second on screen,
That's
less
not a
than
long
a blink of
time.
an eye. Research shows that people presented with
Love
threatening
her.
images,
Ah,
even
what's
briefly,
happening?
become faster at identifying additional threats. That state of hypervigilance
Oh,
is
there's
right
me,
where
right
horror
there.
movies want you. So as each flash comes on screen, you get better at catching them. But you might also question whether you saw anything at all. And that's the point.
Yeah.
At the end of Psycho, director
Yeah.
Alfred Hitchcock placed this image of
Hitched
Mrs.
what?
Bates' skull over Norman Bates' face, but didn't include this detail in all prints of the movie.
A
So
word?
in theaters, you might have seen the skull in one screening and not in the next.
That's
The American
Mandela.
remake of The Ring played
What's
a
that?
similar trick by inserting
Oh, guys,
shots
the
from
Annoying
the
Orange
first
made a parody of
videotape
this
as flash
movie.
frames in different scenes of the movie, but varying the frames in different versions of the film. These fleeting images,
Ew,
and more
oh my
generally, the
goodness.
popular horror movie style of quick cutting between shots, work to disorient you,
Run!
make you question your
Stop
own
looking at
perception.
it! I watched this movie once.
See all this? That's called negative space.
I see
Anything in the frame that's not the
my
subject we're
computer's
focusing
better.
on. Movies traditionally go for a harmonious balance of positive and negative space. The subject is placed at the rule of thirds lines. And there's more space in the direction the subject's facing, allowing what's called lead room.
I see
Horror movies deliberately violate those rules to make audiences
Who is that?
Sometimes they'll put the subject almost on the edge of that frame line,
the Conjuring?
so the blank space
I think that's the
overwhelms
Conjuring lady.
Or they'll leave more empty space behind.
That's not the Conjuring lady,
which
silly.
Makes us wonder if something's gonna sneak up on them.
Run!
Camera movements in horror movies often emphasize the negative
space
even more. See the slow pans in these scenes?
No.
Or in these scenes, how the camera lingers on empty spots.
Stop.
In horror movies, you'll sometimes see the camera actually leave the subject and track through a vacant room, filling the shot with only negative space. Leaving all this openness in the frame lets the audience's imagination.
That's like in that one movie where the killer attacks them.
Or when some attacker will pop up, and from which direction. Extreme wide establishing shots.
Watching this at night is so crazy.
How alone and vulnerable the protagonists
That's The Shining.
And how remote the setting is. How many times have you seen shots like this in horror movies? They work so well to set the scene because they play on some of the most primal fears of isolation and defenselessness. So if too much empty space freaks us out,
was that we need to talk about Kevin
and defenselessness.
Oh my goodness, that's we need to talk about Kevin. I remember watching that. That was so messed up.
So if too much empty space freaks us out,
I don't know if
what happens when the shot has almost no space at all? It can actually amp up the fear even more, especially in climactic scenes.
What's happening?
In this scene from The Nun,
oh my goodness,
shot of Val rise up from the water, then go to a close-up of the protagonist looking on in horror. By the time we cut to a wide shot again, Valak's now fully out of the water, towering over Irene. This is a common pattern in horror movies. They show you the monster approaching or coming to
Jason
view,
Voorhees.
then cut to a tight close-up of the protagonist reacting. It's terrifying because we know the monster's aliens are reacting. We know how to see it happening. We're only witnessing it secondhand.
I already told this guy to run. That's his fault if he dies.
More generally, tight shots on the protagonist make it so you can't see what's going on. Like in this scene from Psycho. Notice the camera's tight on Detective Arbogast as he goes up the stairs, so we can't see what danger he might be walking into. That leaves us feeling as helpless and on edge as he is.
Is that the Minecraft noise?
Another way of keeping audiences in the dark is by manipulating camera focus. In this scene from Donnie Darko, we go from a shot of Jake Gyllenhaal from behind to an out-of-focus medium close-up of his face. As he slowly walks into focus,
that's the guy from Spider-Man.
But the background remains blurry, leaving us wondering what might be lurking there. That shot uses shallow focus. That's when the aperture of a camera's lens is wide open, creating a shallow depth of field. This allows filmmakers to finely control which people or objects in the frame stay sharp. In other genres, filmmakers use shallow focus to direct our attention to the in-focus part
Everything,
of the shot.
everywhere,
But horror filmmakers
want
shallow focus to make us uncomfortable.
Oh my.
Let's look at another creepy Jake Gyllenhaal scene. This one from the movie Enemy. Here are the two subjects. Melanie Laurent, who's being followed, and Jake, who's following her. Both are equally important, but one's in the sharp foreground
they do that
in the blurry background.
A Game of Thrones, I think.
Unsure where to direct our eyes, and it forces us as audience members into an uncomfortable and hyper-attentive state.
He kind of looks like Mysterio. I don't know why.
Here's another key way horror movies play with perspective.
When a stranger calls.
This is a framing device sometimes called the dark voyeur, or hidden onlooker perspective. The camera might shoot from behind something, a bush or a piece of furniture,
They do that in some movies.
Like a window. This perspective puts us in the uncomfortable position
they did that in Halloween,
where we know something that the protagonist doesn't, that they're being watched. That can also separate the audience from the actual scene. Here, for example, we're looking on from another room. That framing makes us hyper-aware of our powerlessness to stop what's about
What's over here? What's under the blanket?
We can only watch, complicit, which can make for a pretty torturous viewing experience.
Oh, that's us.
If the dark voyeur perspective turns the audience into observers,
is that my
the first-person killer perspective turns us into accomplices. That's the classic slasher Halloween, opening with a shot from the murderer's point of view.
I mentioned
The
that!
first-person killer perspective is a hallmark of slasher movies, popularized by the earliest films in that genre. The first-person victim perspective can be just as powerful, because it literally puts us in the character's shoes as they approach danger. That's why many horror movies use a shaky cam, or a zooming effect like the kind in Vertigo, which makes us feel as dizzy and uneasy as the protagonist does in the scene. Both types of first-person POV shots are effective for a few reasons. For one, they hide crucial information about the scene. In the second half of the Blair Witch Project, the more danger the protagonists are in, the lower and more shakily they hold the camera, never focusing the lens on anything for very long. In the opening shot of Halloween, Michael Myers' mask is partially covering the camera, so we're not privy to everything in the frame. Even more importantly, we don't know the identity of this unseen intruder.
It's Michael Myers.
That's also why Steven Spielberg used the first-person POV shots in Jaws to hide the show from the audience, which famously worked to make the monster even scarier. All these techniques combine into an assault on our senses. They're part of the visual language horror movies have developed to make us doubt our own senses, prepare for an attack, and fully immerse ourselves in the scene through the eyes of both killer and victim.
Well, guys, I guess that's it. So that was actually really, really scary. Oh, guys, look, Jake Gyllenhaal actually edited this video, so go give him a shout out. And thanks for watching, everyone. So tell me if y'all want to see more videos where, like, I watch how great jump scares are made in horror movies, and I'll watch that at nighttime, so it's super, super scary. So thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.